The Shek Report, with Dave Dameshek reporting.
Dameshek here. Week 9's through, so let's get right to it. Just remember, players and coaches, don't get angry at me if I call your name. Ultimately, I didn't do this to you. You did this to you. Let it begin! At number 5, Dez Bryant's latest crazy reception. Yes, the face of the completing the catch rule made another dandy on Sunday night. Now see, what we're looking at here is a football move. As a reminder, not a football move. Football move, not a football move. Either way, it's really become my favorite phrase because is there really anything that you can do that's more of a football-y move than catching a football? Unless we're being literal, in which case, I guess it would be a human being catching a football with his actual foot. Either way, I think for fun, the ref should have just reversed that call. At number 4, authority figures on NFL gridirons. First, check out the yard marker guy in Indy. Isn't he a part of the officiating crew? To be fair to him, he's just holding that stick, so he's basically the football equivalent of a hall monitor. But check out the police officers in Heinz Field during Martavis Bryant's touchdown. Little hard to make out there, but of course, we're already familiar with their work from last year around this time when Willie Gay returned an interception for a touchdown. Look at those two. You talk about a home field advantage. You never had a chance, Raiders. Now it's time for this week's Shoulders of Greatness, presented by Head & Shoulders, and a shout-out to the diminutive but dynamite Patriots runner Dion Lewis. Get well soon, fella. By the by, the Patriots are now reportedly deciding between former Niner Jared Hayne, a green jelly bean, and this guy to rush for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns next week. Next, we go from pigskin Patriots to a real Patriot. In honor of Veterans Day, you know how there are those 4 40s on every football field? Well, how about this? The NFL turns one of those 40s on every gridiron red and white, the same colors Pat Tillman wore as an Arizona Cardinal. Little kids would ask, why is that 40 colored like that? And their parents could tell them the story of a real American hero. Who could argue with that? At number 3, while other people are talking about Cam and his dislike of signs, and about this guy who claims he poked Dwayne Allen's eye by accident, which I think technically makes him a liar, pants on fire, I was more struck by the teammate-on-teammate crime. The Packers defenders were fighting. Ha, indeed. Aaron Rodgers was destroying company property. So was Odell Beckham Jr. The Colts defenders were tackling other Colts defenders. And Blake Bortles senselessly attacked Chad Henne. Now, this still wasn't as bad as the all-time teammate-on-teammate crime. That's ugly. At number 2, the number 2. Santa Clara is the soon-to-be site of Super Bowl 50, but on Sunday it was the home for 2 squared. Number 2 Matt Ryan versus number 2 Blaine Gabbert. How many times have we ever seen this in pro football history? 17-16. The deuces were mild. What QB would want to wear the number 2 in the NFL? Now, if you're a baseball player, it makes sense, or if you're a college defensive back, but who's your role model in NFL lore? Tim Couch? Ouch. And that brings me to number 1 and this week's brown paper bag of shame, which goes to the sorry state of a couple NFL resumes. It's going to be tough to get past that top line on former Dallas running back Joe Randall's resume, which presumably now reads, Joseph Randall, running back, too cuckoo for the Dallas Cowboys. Then there's Colin Kaepernick, whose resume now features the damning phrase, replaced by Blaine Gabbert. How does one come back from that? I don't know, Colin. I just don't know. You know what? If I were you, Colin, I might just put this on. It's the brown paper bag of shame. Till next time, try not to embarrass yourself. Football move.
Shame.